Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Please subscribe if you haven't yet already. It's a red button beneath me some more, and if you click on that you'll be subscribed. There's also a white bell next to that, and if you click on that you'll get an alert every time I upload new content. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That would make me very happy. I'm distracted by myself and my dark eyes. Today is the 10th in a series where I am taking looks from the Rae Morris Makeup Masterclass book and using the makeup products that are already in my collection, and obviously my skin tone and my skin type and all those kinds of things, to try to recreate the look following the steps in the book. Today's look is called Shadow Soir, and I'm going to put up two pictures. The first picture, the way that this book works is you have kind of the intro where they tell you about the look and they give you the look, which is what I'm showing you right now. Then they give you the steps to follow, and then in the end there's another picture, like the final picture. And these don't look like the same. The one in the beginning is way more dramatic and kind of winged out, and the one in the end is a lot softer. And I kind of did something in between. And Rae Morris says about this model, without makeup, this model, Amanda, is very doll-like, but then the makeup transformed her and she looks like she could be a Bond girl. I don't know that I could be a Bond girl, maybe a Bond villain, maybe Susie Sue, I'm not sure. But if you'd like to see how I got this look and follow me through the 10th in a series, please keep watching. Step 1, prepping the skin, and because we're doing a strong smoky eye, we're going to be doing the eyes first and the face after. Then she says to curl the lashes and apply mascara, but then later we're also curling lashes, and I don't like the idea of having mascara applied and then curling again, so I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to curl when I get to that step, actually. Then we are applying an intense black cream shadow or powder to the whole eyelid. Don't take it up as high as you want to yet. You need to give yourself room to blend. Just take it to underneath the eyebrow bone and then extend slightly. It's very important to blend this as well as you can before you apply the next eyeshadow, which is in step 3, because step 2 is all foundation. So I am going to use my NYX Jumbo pencil in Black Bean. It's the closest that I have to a black cream shadow. But I do have a brush on hand to use for blending. So I'm just going to start down at my lid, because it's always easier to take away, although it is fully on my lid. It's more as I get up. I don't know if you could hear, but we're getting some rain in California. Very exciting because it's been dry for a while, so apologies for the rain. And I guess I don't need to worry about transfer because it's the same color. All right, so that's that. And then I'm going to use my finger just to kind of move that around a little bit. And then I'm going to use a Sigma, it's called Exact Blend. It's not really a blending brush, but just want to soften up the edges a little bit. And I guess I can go up a little bit higher because my brow bone technically is here, so go up a little bit higher. I'm just gonna pull, not pulling my lid. I used to pull my lids a lot when I was using a pencil liner back in the day. I don't really pull on my lids as much anymore. Yeah, that seems more consistent with what I'm seeing in the picture. Up pretty high. And then I'll blend with this. She's not saying, interestingly at all, because she's usually very specific about what kind of a brush you should be using, and she's not specific about what should be happening in terms of blending and all that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And I'll speed you through my other eye. Then I'm just making this one a little bit higher because just to try to make them a little bit more consistent on both eyes. All right. Then I have to let this go because I fear that I'm just going to kind of keep pushing this and pushing this to kind of, well, you know what? I do kind of wanted it. This looks not good. Something else that I'll remind you all about and remind myself about is that any kind of makeup, any kind of clothing, any kind of anything, really, if you only did like the first portion of it, like if I just did this is not cute, but there's a lot more to it. So this is a little terrifying right now, but we are moving towards something a lot more finished. Okay, yeah, I feel like I could just do this for days, but then every time that I blend it, it does feel a little more finished. So, okay, a little more blending on the outside maybe. Okay, brush this down. Then, step 2, we are applying foundation and concealing where necessary. Gonna use my Estee Lauder Double Wear in Ecru, and I will speed you through that. I'm going to use a Real Techniques buffing brush for that. And because I have bangs fringe, I didn't really put too much effort into blending it up on my hairline. The woman in this book looks a lot more put together than I do at this point, but that's okay. Then we are defining brows and powdering all over for a matte texture. I'm gonna use my Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. I'll speed you through that. Oh, and then the conceal where necessary part. I'm still kind of startled by my eyes. This is my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. This is in the neutralizer color. I'm gonna apply this and then I'm gonna blend it with one of the new ColourPop came out with some more brushes recently. And this is one of the brushes that they came out with. It's an F7. Now they're kind of numbering and labeling these. I guess that means face, and I'm assuming that it's for contour, but I am enjoying it for this. Now I'm seeing my eyes and the color is not as opaque as I want it to be. And I think that's because, number one, I didn't put any primer on my lids, which she generally doesn't do. And also because I didn't set it with anything, which she also generally doesn't do. So once I have set my concealer, which I'll do in just a moment, I'm gonna set my eyeshadow with a black shadow. This is Kat Von D Lock-It in Translucent. I'm just gonna set under my eyes a little bit. And then take the same brush that I was using before, the Sigma Exact Blend, and I'm going to use Makeup Geek Corrupt, which is a nice, heavily saturated black. Now, actually, what I should do before I do anything else, that was close. I was about to apply black eyeshadow when I have makeup on my face, which is not smart to do. So I'm gonna take some Coty Airspun powder and just to put on my face in case I get any fallout. I'm using this powder because it's really inexpensive and I'm not using this to bake or set anything. I'm just putting this down here in case I get any fallout. I will dust this away in just a moment. And I might have been okay, but better safe than sorry. And also what I'll do is I'm gonna use some MAC Fix Plus, same brush, and just a little bit, and not to make it adhere well because this is a strong shadow, but mostly so there's no fallout. I'll speed you through this. I'm just gonna be kind of tapping and applying all over both lids. Okay, I had a tiny bit of fallout, just kind of right there, but I'll just be able to sweep this away and the shadow goes with the powder instead of being stuck on my face. Already looking a little bit, still a little bit out there, but it's better, I guess, now that I have brows and now that the shadow's a little bit more softened. All right, then step 3, we are taking a metallic black eyeshadow and using a detail point shader brush. Use this color to blend the black through the crease line. So I'm going to use ColourPop Roller Girl, which is, I guess, more glittery than metallic, but still. And this is a Morphe M443, looks like that. It's definitely thicker than what I would normally use as an eyeliner brush, and some Fix Plus. And we are, the picture doesn't really show me anything here. I'll put the picture up. It's not really giving me, there are several different steps in step 3, kind of not complicated, but detailed ones. And I'm not getting much of a visual on this, that's okay. So for this is what I'm doing. I am using it to blend out through the crease line. So I guess I'm just coming up here and I don't know if I'm crazy about this color. It's just giving me kind of a thing of glitter. So what I will do is go back in with the same brush on the other lid so that they're consistent. So it'll make it look like that's what I meant to do, but I'm gonna find a different shadow. All right, so this is not as black as I want it to be and also not as metallic as I want it to be, but that's fine. Just trying to kind of mimic this. This is from the NARS and Charlotte Gainsbourg set that came out. This is Rue Allant, and I'm gonna use this darker color. And this is a different brush, it's a little bit thicker. This is a Sigma pencil brush. And again, I'll use some Fix Plus. Kind of amazing to me. I have a lot of makeup, as you might imagine. If you're watching this, you probably understand. It's kind of amazing to me that I don't have a metallic black. This is more green, kind of like a dark olive green, but that's okay. And what she's saying, Rae Morris, is that metallic eyeshadow helps blend out any edges. And I do think that it's making my eyes have more dimension, and it's making my crease have more kind of definition there. So again, it's not exactly what she was talking about, but I like it, and it's fairly symmetrical. I was shooting for the same thing on both eyes, and I'm okay with it. All right, and this might end up being a little scary. We are going to use an angled brush to apply a matte eyeshadow and draw a straight line under the eye. So I will insert a picture of this model, and there was a look that I did before in this series that I did that. So what we're doing is we're lining under the eye, but we're not lining along the contour of my eye. We're lining more of a straight line. So I'll obviously be using some Fix Plus for this, and I'm using a Bodyography Pro. I don't know this brush. It's an angled brush. I probably got this in a Birchbox or something. Actually, probably not in the Birchbox. I'm not really a fan of Birchbox anymore. I probably got this in a BoxyCharm or in an Ipsy bag. So I'm gonna go back in with the same Corrupt shadow that I used to kind of matte everything down and amp the color up. And I'm afraid I'm gonna get fallout, but you can't really, it's really the only way that you can do it because you're applying it on top of your concealer. Okay, I'm gonna tap the heck out of that. There I go. Not really talking. Okay. Okay, I think that's what we were shooting for. I will clean this up a little bit and zoom you through the other eye. That is done. All right, step 4, using a silver cream eyeshadow, highlight in between the black line below the eye from step 3. So between this and the inner eye. I'm not sure what she means by inner eye. So looking at the picture though, it looks like the line's kind of going on top of there. And also in the gap between the black line and the upper eyeshadow in the outer eye area. So let's read that again, and I'm using Liberty by ColourPop, pretty silver. Using a silver cream eyeshadow, highlight in between the black line below the eye, so this line, and the inner eye, and also the gap between the black line and the upper eyeshadow in the outer eye area. I am not sure what she's saying here. I think that we're putting it inside and outside, but not in the middle, is kind of how I'm reading that. Going to dampen this. This is a Morphe G21 angled brush, and I'm just gonna dampen that with some Fix Plus. And I think is what she's saying. Does it make sense to do it only here and not in the middle? That doesn't make any sense. Let's see. I think it'd be better I'm just going to put it on. It's hard to tell from that picture where it's been applied, but okay. That kind of brings it all together. There's a big, as I'm looking at this eye compared to this eye, this one looks a lot more pulled together. And I'm going to do it on the other eye. So as I'm looking at the final picture, the picture of the final look, it looks like maybe it was only the inner and the outer, and that this is actually more of a wing. And I'm going to see if I can actually, because we all know that I love to do a wing, I'm going to just see if I can approximate that a little bit more. And this is going all the way into the corner in the picture, kind of up a little bit. Okay, that's interesting. The picture does not really match the instructions. So I'm going to, this is again the black bean pencil. And I'm just gonna bring this over and kind of suggest a wing. It's pretty crisp in this picture actually. It's more than a suggestion of a wing, like it is a wing. So I'm gonna do that. I look like, kind of like Susie Sue, but different. I don't know if there are a couple of you out there that I know would know what I mean by Susie Sue, but yeah, a little bit like Susie. Okay, same brush, Fix Plus, because I do want to go back in with some more of the Corrupt over this, just to kind of set it, and then set it and darken it. And then I am just gonna do my thing. I was gonna do the Rae Morris thing. Rae Morris always says to use an angled brush and foundation to clean things up, which I just never do. I'm gonna use some micellar water and some pointed cotton buds to do that. So I just wanna make that more of an actual wing. Very interesting how much this is a wing and the picture is a wing, but that's not at all the way that it's described in any of the directions. It's very interesting. All right, then a little more. And back in with the Liberty and this angled Morphe brush. And again, looking at that final picture, there's some silver up here too. It almost looks like there's silver on her top lid, but I think that's just when you close it, you can kind of see underneath it. So I'm not gonna put it up on the top lid, but I'm just gonna bring this up a little bit against that. Okay. Oh, and interesting, you know, I skipped earlier. She powdered immediately after putting on foundation. I generally powder after I've contoured or put color on my face, so I'll do that when I get to that step. Then we are using a white pencil on the inner waterline, so bottom of the eye. If you have darker skin, use an off-white pencil. Use an off-white pencil. I'm going to use OCC Feathered. I'll speed you through this. So then we're applying lashes and curling. This is the reason why I didn't want to apply mascara and curl before. So I'm going to curl my lashes, and she says to use half lashes, top mascara only. I'm going to use my Ardell Accent 315 lashes. I will do this off screen and come back with this done. All right, there's lashes. Then step 5, because I've powdered the skin, I'm going to contour using a matte powder. For that, I'm going to use my NYX Blush and Taupe. I don't understand what she's saying there, actually. And this is my e.l.f. I love this brush. This is my sculpting. This is from Brenia, if you're watching. Hi, Brenia. My sculpting face brush. So what I don't understand is, but she says that she powdered the skin, which she did. I didn't, but she did earlier, right after she did the foundation. She says because I've powdered the skin, I'm going to contour using a matte powder, which doesn't make any sense to me, because if you hadn't powdered the skin, you wouldn't contour with a shimmer. I don't know what she means by that. I almost wonder if she means that she's going to contour with a powder instead of with a cream contour, because you wouldn't put a cream contour over a powder. So I'm not sure about that. So contour, and I'm not doing my temple because I have bangs, and I'm also not doing my nose, but you could. And then I'm highlighting the cheekbone with a shimmer powder that matches your skin tone. So I'm using, this is the Balm Mary Lou-mainzer, and I'm using my Wayne Goss fan brush, and she's only saying cheekbone, so I'm not going to put it anywhere else. And anywhere else for me would generally be maybe on my nose and on my Cupid's bow. But I'm not going to do that. This is such a pretty highlighter. Now I'm going to powder. She powdered earlier. I'm going to powder in the end. I'm going to use my, because she said matte and I want matte anyway, my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in 001 Transparent. And I'm using one of these Real Techniques brushes, which I love because they feel good in your hands, but they're also glittery. And then we are finishing off with a nude lipstick. I'm going to use Smashbox Always On liquid lipstick in Stepping Out. I will speed you through this. So I am not sure how I feel about this. I'm glad that I took the risk. I will put up pictures again of the final look at the end. So what it is when the look begins, you see kind of this more dramatic look with the wing. And then in the end of step 5, you see this softer look. And I kind of went more for the one in the beginning, which is not, it's very interesting. They almost don't look like the same person. Even the eyebrows are different. But I'm glad that I did this. I am definitely not, this is not something that I would normally do, certainly at this point in my life. So I'm glad that I took the opportunity to do it. And thanks so much for watching. A lot to do in the world, a lot to do on YouTube, and I really, really appreciate the time that you took to spend with me today. Take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.